Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel. Whether you're new or you're coming back, thank you for being here today. And as we are approaching a super moon, blue moon, full moon in Aquarius that's coming up on August 1st, like pretty much for everybody on the planet it's going to be August 1st, just different timing. For New York time zone, for the East Coast, is going to be about 2:30 p.m. For other zones, you can definitely check it out online, but yes, it is a big deal. Full moons usually are. This one is more special because it's taking us into August with this two full moons, so we'll have another full moon at the end of the month, and it's basically telling us that you're really gonna have a breakthrough, right? You're gonna be shown, you know, the light will be shining onto things that you probably didn't want to face, or maybe you were afraid to look at. And not just for the sake of healing or awareness, but also for the sake of creation and innovation of something different and seeing the bigger picture, right? The Aquarius energy is about that. It's the community, it's doing something for the goodness of all. It's contributing, like, what is my contribution in that bigger scheme of things, right? So we'll be able to see things that could help contribute or will be valuable to contribute, and also maybe things that prevent you from making the contribution that you'd like to make. Today in our reading, I would like to look at, and of course we always do this in the context of the twins, we also have Venus retrograde happening throughout the month, so I did a video on that, a reading for that yesterday. You're welcome to check it out. But this is another factor in the background, right? Especially if we talk about the connection with another person, whether it's your twin flame or somebody else that's close to you, that's important to you. Venus retrograde will definitely bring in new additional shades of color to that. So ultimately, we're kind of moving away as much from focusing on our twin and like building something with them, and we are focusing more on building something with the world at large, right? For twins, it speaks on to mission, onto things that we would want to do or we've been trying to accomplish or wanting to do for a while, right? Like, this is your time. And you probably, it's a very good time to ask your guides, your higher power, for signs, for advice, and how to proceed with that. So it can be a very fruitful time for that, right? Okay, so that was a bit of a spiel just to set the scene. And now we're gonna see, of course, I have the Dream Keepers Tarot, so we'll see how this full moon is impacting the twin flame journey, this specific moon. And we will also see what are the twins feeling and towards each other, what kind of action they're taking at this time. I will start with an oracle card. As always, I will end with a self-compassion card. Still have those with me. We'll still carry on at least for another week. We'll see. Maybe I'll just keep going even after the Lion's Gate. That's going to be happening on 8/8. Yeah, that's another thing. We're already in that portal that's approaching, that shadow energy of the 8/8 portal, right? So it's another thing on top of it. And the 8/8 portal is encouraging us to not to be afraid, to see what we are, who we are, the good and the bad, right? It's like, be brave, and the world needs you exactly as you are, right? So there's no point in trying to put a good face on it, trying to make it look better than it is. You're supposed to come out as yourself with whatever you have to offer, because in your journey, including the shadow moments, including the pain and the suffering, is what makes it so valuable right now. It's part of it. Okay, so first of all, let's get a card for Divine Feminines. I'm gonna move away from my lamp a little bit. I am galactic starseed blooming. Yes, yes, exactly what I was just talking about, right? This is like that radical acceptance. This is who I am, and I'm gonna bloom for this planet. This is my, you know, this is my incarnation. This is this lifetime. This is what I chose, right? And I'm here to act on it, right? To be there with my mission. This is also number 17, which comes down to 8, which is about taking action. And look at that, we have 26 for the masculines, which is also 8. The universe wants to co-conspire with you. Beautiful. This is very much an Aquarian energy. So I love that we have this when we're doing reading for the full moon in Aquarius, right? That's the point, right? That you have the universe in mind, and the universe is, you know, has your back. The universe is helping you out where you need that. Beautiful. This is like, however big your dreams and goals are, this is the time to make them happen as never before. Okay, so let's see how the full moon is impacting the journey for divine feminines. What's happening with the energies during this time, or as a result of this full moon? Whew. Temperance, 2 of Pentacles, and the Fates in reverse. The Fates in this deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Right, so there is also, I like that there's like the skeleton in this Temperance card, and it's got something that looks like a heart in his beak, because it's like, it looks like a bird, a skeleton of a bird, right? I also like that this is like, it doesn't even look like a person. It's almost like a spirit, or maybe like a higher self, right? So this connection with something in the ethers, and the feminines are intuitively guided to connect on a more regular basis, to connect as part of balancing themselves out, right? This is balance, but this is my major arcana, this is minor arcana. The spirit wants you to get balanced, and you want to get balanced. You're on the same page here. And this is something that you can do, or the two of you can do. You don't need to wait for some special timing, or, you know, the fate to bring in something external for that. This is in your power, and you're finding that balance. You're finding tools to find that balance no matter what is happening on the outside. Just really valuable. And you can see, I love that in this card, she's holding her head in her arms, right? Like, you know that you need to get out of your head for that, for sure. It doesn't all have to make sense to keep you at peace. Peace and everything making sense do not necessarily have to go together. What is the impact for divine masculines during this full moon? I mean, if you already, and to continue for feminines, if you already accepted that you're a galactic starseed, so you're, you know, out of this world, you're not of this world, and why be surprised or upset that something else is not working for you that would work for, you know, your average Joe, or things that you've learned from society growing up. We are here as those starseeds and, you know, those alien life to show something different, to add a different flavor to this planet, to the mankind. 9 of Cups, clarified by Queen of Cups. Look at all these cups. So the masculines looks like are in their fields for sure, right? They're seeing, I'm getting how much the bigger picture and the bigger goal that would benefit the community at large is in sync with their personal desires. That 9 of Cups, look at that. And yeah, it has a feminine figure here, because guess what? Their feminine is part of that 9 of Cups wish come true. But they're now not seeing their personal desires and goals separate from like the big picture. They're seeing how it all matches. And that proves to them how magical this divine design is, right? Like, none of it contradicts each other. You're not supposed to be choosing, do I go for my personal happiness, or do I go for, you know, bigger, higher purpose? You're not supposed to sacrifice your own happiness for that. it's both, and you can start with either or to pursue that and to pursue the harmony of the both, because the keys are again on both ends of it, right? You can be contributing to your own happiness, especially if you are doing the work, if you are moving forward with your personal growth, and that will show you extra clues on that bigger picture and the global goal. If you are pursuing the global goal, it will definitely be giving you more inspiration and open up more about yourself and what makes you happy, and you know, how to be happy and all that stuff. Queen of Cups is in reverse, and I'm getting here that there's no it's almost like outpouring of emotions, and the masculines may even feel like they just want to let their emotions out. They don't want to refrain themselves anymore. So a quick tip, maybe find a way or a place where you can do that without hurting other people, without making them concerned about yourself, but somewhere where you can just let it pour, let it out, and just have that moment of radical acceptance, and including accepting yourself, how you are, and all the attitudes and emotions you've had, right? It's all about the cups here, and how it's been and how you've been, and realizing how much more you have in stock in front of you, how beautiful it's going to be. Okay, the next one, don't know how much time I have. Actually, yeah, I will do one more question about the actions. Yeah, so let's see what kind of action is the feminine taking during this time. Towards the twin or otherwise. I think it's for the twins, and we saw that in the Venus retrograde reading, that both of the twins intuitively feel like it's time to give each other space. The Tower and Ace of Pentacles, look at that. They are taking action, you know, one step at a time, trying to do something different, and I spoke about that a few times, I think, this week. DSD, as one of my coaches likes to call it, right? Do something different, bring in something new to the picture, right? In fact, it's the bringing in the Tower moment, but this is not to worry, because this is the Tower moment that was needed here. If maybe to kind of, I'm hearing, to speed up the progress, the to bring the success closer, right? Certain structures has had to be broken, or have to be, right? It hasn't happened yet. So keep doing what you're doing. You are on track, and just be ready for the Tower to handle it with compassion and kindness to yourself and to others involved. What are the masculines doing at this time? We have Four of Pentacles and the Hanged Woman for the action that the masculines have taken. And this is saying that, especially look at this Four of Pentacles. I saw it, I'm pretty sure, in the reading just yesterday or the day before. And look at that. So they are understanding that they need to be more open and be able to take risks, to find that balance, to find, to be grounded and to move forward, right? They are taking time to contemplate on that. That's Venus retrograde. That's getting us to decide what we want, how we want it, right? Because it's not really just about the romantic life or even relationships with people. It's also about finding sources of inspiration, of creativity, of enjoyment. It's that fifth house energy, where it's about fun and pleasure, right? Whatever that means to you, and you can develop the topic for yourself, right? Like finding what it is for you, where it is, where you can find it, or maybe experience in a new way. So that's what masculines are looking at, and this retrograde is pushing them into the Hangman energy, where they are looking into, they're remembering what it was like, maybe doing some research or talking to other people on what they are doing. They're like, oh, that looks like fun. I think I want to do more of that. Or, oh, I'm gonna try that. I remember as a kid, I liked XYZ, right? Suddenly it just comes back to them. And it is about that, right? But they understand that they need to get out of their box, right? To think outside the box, first of all, to see things differently, to be more, not to be so uptight, right? That's the Four of Pentacles energy, really. But in this deck, the person is only standing on 2 pentacles now. So still keeping certain safety, certain cushion of safety for themselves, right? It's not like 100% reckless, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go full on, right? No, I'm gonna keep certain things stable and comfortable for myself, which is fine. And then there's still things that they're gonna use to find balance and to find new ways of of happiness and joy, really. We have on the balance here, we have the tree, and we have also the books and the theater mask, right? So this is happiness in the family life, and also happiness in pursuing hobbies and things that you enjoy. Okay, what else we're gonna do? I have another deck. I am gonna check how the twins feeling for each other at this time, because I don't have the messages deck for today, but I want to do it here. Yeah, so let's see how the twins feeling towards each other. How are DMs feeling towards their feminines at this time? 2 of Pentacles. I keep having 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 2, 4, 2, 4. And it's not the first reading where it's happening. It's kind of on the side. Let's keep it that way for now. Wow, a lot of cards. The Tower again, 6 of Swords. And 3 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so actually in this deck, the 3 of Cups for me is always family and ancestors and that connection. But you know what? That's not the, like, it's not the usual karmic situation. Although, of course, family and ancestors could be karmic relationships as well. So for me, this is DM saying that they don't wanna have to balance you out, or like, what do you say? How do you say? Juggle you, divine feminine, and their family. They know they have obligations. They feel that, they know that logically, there are logistics around it, right? Their family depends on them in certain ways, and they treasure that, they honor that agreement, or whether it's official or unofficial, right? But they don't want to have to decide on what is the priority now, on choosing either or, because they see that a lot of times their family obligations come in and, you know, they just swoop in, and even if they think that they're in a comfortable place where they have time or they have energy, they have capacity to think about their own happiness, their own family, creating their own family with the feminine, right? Then suddenly something happens in the family and they have to take care of business, right? So now they're saying, I'm not gonna let it get in the way anymore. And that doesn't just include, there's like a longer chain of events here. It doesn't just include just being with the feminine, because a lot of you, I'm already getting that sense of, you're gonna ask like, but why is this, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, how is it connected? If being with a person is like by itself is not something like a sacrifice where you cannot spend time with family or do, you know, whatever it is that you feel like you're supposed to do. But it's also about how you use your energy and resources, right? Because for DMs, in order to prepare for union, it's not just like, hey, Leah, let's go, let's be together, right? They're taking it seriously. And if they're not, then they're being pushed again to face their limitations, their fears, their pain, their programming, karmic programming, societal programming, so that they can step outside of it and see that this is so much bigger, and they better, you know, grow a pair and prepare for it properly. And they immediately see those gaps. They know about them. It's just that maybe before they didn't have that much motivation to invest in it. And I don't just mean money, everything, all kinds of resources, their energy and time first and foremost. And now they understand they want to. That's the right thing to do, and they want to get it right. But then again, I suppose, well, that's where the question is, well, how much resources do I have available? Do I have the time and energy to work on that XYZ that I want for us with the feminine? Or I have to deal with my family troubles first and foremost because there is an emergency of some sort. And then it keeps happening again and again, and they never get to that thing that they want to build for their own family and for their happiness with the DF. That's what I mean. That's what happens a lot of times. And also we have Six of Swords in the Tower. So Tower, we already saw, was the action of the feminine. They are getting the Tower. They want to say that they understand that there is a lot of times this journey for them is like a mixture of the Tower moments and then Six of Swords moments. And that's the new knowledge that hits them, the revelation time. This is the integration time where they adjust their life, their mindset, their belief system to that new knowledge, right? They kind of like, they have to rewrite things here and there and there. You know, like if you misspelled something in a big text and you know that you've used that word like 20 times, you have to go in and change it everywhere. And with the software that we have these days, you can probably just replace it well, not probably, but there is a chance in most programs where you can replace it and just say replace it everywhere, this for this, and it's going to replace it right away in 20 places, so you don't have to dig those words out and see if you've missed anything or not. But in real life, it doesn't happen like that, obviously, right? And even if DMs don't necessarily integrate everything right away, whether consciously or unconsciously, because they don't really realize all the impact, it comes back around to them because there is a clash then of a new energy, new vibration, and the way they're acting in that area of life, right? It creates the Tower moment again. And there is again a new revelation. Oh, that impacts this part of my life too. Okay, yes, Tower moment. And then there is integration step again, where they're getting it back to they're creating the new norm in their life. That's what I'm getting. They're adjusting their lifestyle based on that information. And they're finding their peaceful harbor. They're finding, you know, their inner peace with it. So they feel like that's what it is pretty much all the time. And sometimes it changes, the pace is faster, sometimes it's slower, but it's kind of a roller coaster. So I'm just asking for compassion and kindness from the DFs. And if there's something where they miss the spot, they miss the, how do you say it, the point, right, where they go below the standard, or they act out, or they don't act when they're supposed to, then, you know, just be kind, because actually behind the scenes there's just so much happening that sometimes it's very hard to keep on top of everything, especially when you realize that with the DF you're supposed to keep to that high, keep your behavior to that high standard. And for a lot of them, especially in the early stages, requires like putting in focus and energy to see what it will be like, not just go out on an instinct. How are the feminines feeling towards masculines at this time? The Sun. I like that there's a baby here. I'm getting for some there are thoughts about creating family, getting pregnant, having babies. I know one's looking into that direction, but kind of moving away from me. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm hearing it comes in moments of passion. This is a very passionate energy. So, you know, together with, and we've been talking about very strong sexual energy in the field, in the energy field, in the collective for a while now, right? So this is like, it goes hand in hand when DFs get their sexual drive on the rise, they get this pull energy towards their masculine and being intimate with them, and that together with that comes this idea of babies and starting a family, which is a little scary for the Knight of Wands energy, right? It's almost like just like their conscious mind is saying, I want to enjoy this time, just the two of us for a while. Is it possible? Can we just do that? Because I've been working so hard on this and I want to make sure that we make that time for each other. But you know, the sun is the major arcana, so this is a little warning for those who are getting together with their masculine or going to, or whatever your scenario is around it, of being intimate together. Just know that there is a good chance of babies coming around, of getting pregnant. So if it's not in your cards, just be extra cautious. And if it is, then there you go, blessings are coming in. For a few of you, I'm getting this is the co-creation of new projects and ideas together, right? Like, how can we heal the world, or how can we teach people about unconditional love, right? And when the two of you are together, especially on the physical level, intimately, that's when you get the most inspiration, or suddenly you will be getting those extra ideas, right? Like very specific, exactly what can we do, how can we do it, when, where, you know, everything, just the layout of it. And that's magical. Yes. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna get a card. It's a long reading today, but it's important. I'm gonna get a card of self-compassion for the Twin Collective. And I will start posting my horoscopes today, so for August, by zodiac sign on my other channel, Mindful Bamboo. The handle is in the description. Please check it out. And I'll start with Leo, of course, because it's Leo season. Opening the heart. Oh, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Bring to mind someone with whom you're having a conflict. Notice the tension or heaviness that arises in your heart. Now send yourself compassion for 3 breaths and notice if there is a shift. And that's actually very useful. So I mentioned in my reading at some point I got the messages of like showing compassion and kindness to a twin, and this is a good start for it, showing compassion to yourself, to your heart. And then the next step will be for you to do that for your twin. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I will be back with my readings very, very soon.